Hey everybody, it's Matt from trailbrake.com. I'm out here at Rocky Ridge Speedway and I'm really excited to share with you the SmartyCam 4 Corsa. This camera goes miles above everything else AiM has put together to this point. It still has all the great features that we're used to. Automatic power, start recording, stop recording, it turns off, connection with one wire to all your AiM gauges, your dashes, your loggers. It also has the ECU connections if you're going straight to an ECU for thousands of them. It has over 5,000 tracks in the world in the database that you put through it, easily done through Race Studio 3 that we use all the time. And then it brings a bunch of features that we haven't had before. First, a really big deal. It has an all new optical chain. So from the lens to the sensor is all new. That sensor is a 12 megapixel Sony CMOS sensor. State of the art, and it feeds into the Sony LSI image stabilization. So that means you're gonna have a stable image. If you're running on motorcycles, UTVs, boats, anything that really rocks and pitches a lot, it's gonna stabilize that with the horizon lock feature. Next, it has USB-C. So no more having to fumble with micro SD cards and SD cards trying to get good ones. You're gonna have a USB-C that you can easily plug in, take out of your camera, put in your smartphone, your tablet, your PC, your MacBook, and play that video right away. And as always, it has that overlay real time. So you're gonna get all your GPS information, your lap time, your GPS forces, and anything else you track, including heart rate off this Micron 6. Finally, it brings Wi-Fi and Bluetooth that allow you to connect to your phone through the Race Studio 3 app on Android or iPhone. This lets you set tracks, update the firmware, and make most of the settings all through there. So no more having to get your PC to add a track. And the bonus, that app works with any Wi-Fi enabled logger. So your Micron 6, your Micron 5s, your Micron 5S, your MXS, your MXL2, your MXG, the X log, the ECU log, so many AiM devices with Wi-Fi are now easily controlled through that app. So come along, let's take a look at the app and check it out. The AiM Race Studio 3 app is incredibly simple to use. When we open the app, we see the flash screen, and then we're brought into analysis. For this video, we're going to look across the bottom and see that we have analysis, devices, tracks, and our profile. We're going to click on tracks. Through the Bluetooth, it's going to scan the AiM devices nearby and give you choices. Here we can see my SmartyCam 4 Corsa. We're going to connect to it, and then we're in. Because I've connected before, we don't have to enter the password, but the default password is AiM Smarty4, all lowercase in one word. In this first screen, we get to see information about the camera, the status, and we can tell it to turn off, start or stop recording, and we can export logs to the memory card. Across the bottom, we see our next screen is firmware. When there's a firmware update available, we'll be able to go here and select it and update the camera. We can also backdate if needed. The next tab on the bottom is the real-time information. We can go through and see what it's receiving from the ECU or the connected logger. Next, we have tracks, where we can simply click the plus sign, choose a local track, add it, and then if we want to delete it, we can select it and delete that track. Remember, if you're connected to an AiM device, you do not have to add the tracks because it's automatically shared in between them. Finally, we have the settings. Here, we can see our preview, so we can aim the camera. We can turn that overlay on or off if we wanted to. We can set our date format, our hour, the auto power off after we're done recording, our video quality between low, normal, and high, our frame rate, the auto start recording, I recommend always leaving this on, the stop recording delay after the vehicle stops recording in the dash, the horizon lock, great if you're running a motorcycle, a boat, a UTV, or anything else that's going to rock a lot. This will keep that horizon nice and level. We can have a digital zoom in our main view up to 150%. Remember, this one's going to take away some quality. We can set away our mic gain, both the internal and external if we have it connected. We can flip the camera over, and then we can set our spotlight position. Here, we can choose the area that the exposure is set to. It's as simple as dragging and dropping it and saying apply. It saves this to the camera, and then we'll get an updated preview where it uses that area to expose the image as best as possible. Finally, we have our session information where we can put in a racer name, a vehicle name, a championship, and a session. So those fields are always filled in when we bring our data into Race Studio 3. Remember, the AiM Smarty 4 is the default password. If you want to change that or a few other settings, you have to jump over to the PC where you have the ability to do that.